Look, we've all heard it before, based on a real story, and that's exactly what James Mangold's latest project, Ford v Ferrari, claims to be. But creative liberties are always taken, so if you've already managed to get to theaters to see it, or you're just curious, you're probably wondering how historically accurate is Ford v Ferrari. The short answer? Probably 70-30 on the accuracy. But you're not here for the short answer, so sit back, hit that subscribe button, and buckle in for some spoilers. I can't exactly tell you what it got right or wrong without diving into some pretty revealing plot points. So if you watch beyond this point, that's on you, homie. To start off, the basic plot is pretty much accurate. They didn't do anything crazy like kill off the main character, or worse, let Ferrari win. Yeah, that's right, we got into it already. I warned you about the spoilers. Anyway, speaking of the main characters, Matt Damon and Christian Bale's portrayals are pretty close to how they were in real life. Damon plays Carroll Shelby, and the movie gets his story pretty much spot on. Just like in the movie, he was a former winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans who had to retire because of a heart problem and thus became a car designer. Bale's character Ken was a World War II vet turned race car driver, as well as a friend and colleague of Carroll Shelby. One detail about his real life that we see highlighted pretty well in the movie was his ability to drive a car and then give detailed pros and cons. He was apparently pretty hard to work with at times as well, which, I mean, I think the film nailed.
Ken? No, Ken's a puppy dog.
What's more, the Ford-Ferrari rivalry was absolutely as petty as it seems. Just like in the movie, the head of Ferrari killed its multi-million-dollar merger just to avoid losing its racing team, and Henry Ford II decided to put every effort into beating said racing team just to spite him. However, there are a few details that the film twisted for its plot and runtime. Rather than Ford suggesting the merger, Ferrari was actually the one interested in being purchased. It also took years to try to iron out, which is actually why Ford was so pissed when Ferrari pieced out. But of course, in the movie, that was sped up drastically. Beyond the politics of the situation, Ford also got into international racing earlier than the movie suggests. In the movie, Ford was only involved with some NASCAR racing before Lee Iacocca suggested they take it international. But in real life, Ford already had a car made to race the 24 Hours of Le Mans months before his deal with Ferrari fell apart. It didn't go well though, and after a couple of failed attempts, they finally decided to bring Shelby on board, and the rest is history. However, that history was dramatized a smidge, you know, because Hollywood. While the movie makes it look like Ken Miles and the GT40 just barely got their first big win at Daytona, they actually won by 5 whole laps, and it actually wasn't Ken driving at the end, but his co-driver Lloyd Ruby. But that's not very cinematic, so, you know. And finally, the photo finish during the 1966 24 Hours of Le Mans at the end of Ford v Ferrari didn't go exactly like we saw in theaters. While Ken actually did slow down to cross the line with the rest of Ford's cars, he didn't tie for the lead in a 3-way photo finish, but actually came in second. Only 2 of the cars crossed the line together, while the third trailed shortly behind. What do you think of the changes that were made? Let us know in the comments, and before we cross this finish line together, let's make it a photo finish too by hitting that subscribe button. It makes things more exciting for all of us, because you'll be kept up to date on all the awesome stuff we're doing here at CinemaBlend.